If you've been around this channel long enough, you know that I like to play League of Legends in a slightly non-traditional way. Not solo queue, not flex, but a recreational league. The low budget LCS. It basically is the same thing as Valorant Premier, done third party, but for League of Legends, because our client apparently is not good enough to have Premiere, so we have to have somebody else do it for us. Now, typically I try and post a few more videos than just like the beginning of the year or the beginning of the season for the low budget LCS, but last split, I'll be honest with you, was my fault that things went as poorly as they did. Our roster had a much higher discrepancy of skill level than you typically want to have for these leagues. The reality is you want to pick a general level that you want to be at, or like a general rank, which for me would preferably be platinum, and stick to that, because then everybody is around your same skill level. What we did last split was I kept Healy, who's a friend of this channel, I kept him on the team, and instead of trying to find somebody that was a little bit better in top lane, I was like, hey, we have some friends that are in this Discord or in my Discord that was like, you know, let's just give somebody a chance. Let's let Nox play. He's a great guy, good personality. He's just a very low rank relative to where like the ceiling of the team was. And the problem was Healy was so good that it put us in a division above. Because for those that don't understand how these rec leagues work, every player has their peak rank. So for me, this split, I played enough games that my peak rank is Plat 3. You are then assigned a point value based on where you've peaked. And your total cumulative point value amongst the 5 best players on your submitted roster is what will slot you into a division. The economy division, the commercial division, financial being about like a low diamond average, the commercial being about plat. And because Healy was so high, and some of the other members of our team were a little bit higher, it put Nox in a very odd position where he was, not his fault, he was just getting gapped every game. And then I didn't play the best of this split. We were getting gapped in bot lane, so you have 2 losing lanes. Healy can only do so much, and our communication was just not good. So I didn't end up posting about the season all that much. I didn't talk about it because we quite literally did not win a series. It was a very depressing season of Rec League. Like, it was the worst that I have ever had in about 7 years of playing recreational League of Legends. And it was all my fault for how I made the call to handle that roster. But Healy was too good. He is now ranked out, so he couldn't even play with us. Like, his skill level is too high. He has to play in like the executive, like uncapped division. I'm not willing to do that. So going into this split, it was like, okay, we need to retool. Normally, I try to get this video out before the low budget LCS happens for marketing for the league, because this is an entirely free product. There is nobody that is paying to do all this. There's no sponsors. I wish a LCS team would come and give admin some help or give like some prizing with this league in some way, shape, or form. I think it's a great way to get like the casual League of Legends base like involved in all this. And also you can then bleed that into actual pro play, as like we watch the pros and, you know, you develop a favorite team who's sponsoring these rec leagues. I think there's a ton of missed opportunity from pro teams to help sponsor rec leagues and things like this. Blue Otter, who is like a subsidiary of C9, they're the only one that I know that like does any sort of like direct affiliation in some way, shape, or form. But C9 doesn't promote like the Blue Water rec leagues like that. Like, I want like pro teams to actually endorse this stuff. But the reason why I didn't post about it was because last year I mentioned it for everybody, and there were a bunch of people that tried to sign up, including Cloud Sicky and some of the other content creators. And there were so many applications, a record-setting amount of them, that I didn't want to post this year because a lot of those people that applied last year didn't get in. So there's already enough interest for it this year. I didn't want to overload the admins on like, hey, you know, if I make a post about this, I'm not saying it goes like super viral. I talked about it on TikTok once, but like, it is enough to get some people interested and get the ball rolling. And it's not fair to them. Like, they're busting their ass off, working tirelessly. They spent all day today trying to determine what teams were going to be in or out of the league, who's on the wait list, who's actually in. I don't want to make their job even more complicated than it already is. So when I got the notification today that yes, needlessly large rods, our roster as submitted for this split is in, we're good to go, everything's closed. But not only that, they increased the number of teams in this league from 80. Like, think about that. 80 times 5 people starting, and you have to have subs on your team as well. That's a minimum of 400 people playing in this rec league. To now 106. 106. That means 530 starting players are playing in a rec league purely from North America that just want to play League of Legends at all different skill levels, at all different elos, And I'm so freaking happy that this league continues to grow, even though, again, they do deserve more resources to help them manage this entire thing, because how they do it is beyond me. So mods, admins, I'm truly appreciative of all that you guys do to keep this league going. But this season, my philosophy was a little bit different. Paul was not able to play last year because, he decided to become a dad. So, family came first and all that. But he got approval from his wife now that his daughter is here, that he is able to play in the rec league. So yes, we are back. My duo, me and Paul, back in the bot lane, having fun. The fiddlesticks, whatever, Pantheon, you name it. Like, we're gonna have fun in this bot lane no matter what. That's great. We are both like low plat, high gold level. We then decided, okay, let's go to the Discord and let's actually drop down a division. Because last year when we did go completely winless, we were in financial. We were in that low diamond. Neither one of us wants to have to worry about the stress of that again, because the parameters for this team were simple. We're not going to have a coach. We're not going to sit here and theorize about draft outside of the starting five. And if we need to sub in a player for a week, like the first week, I might not be able to play because I'm in a golf tournament down in Myrtle Beach. Like, if we need to fill people in, then they can have input on draft. But we just want it to be the 5 starters, vibe it out, feel it out. It has worked in the past. Like, we've done well in this league at the plat level doing that. And it's just a much more fun time. So where do we go from there? Well, we had a bunch of people in my Discord that we've been casually playing with off and on, whether that's Clash, whether that's just Flex Q nights. Like, we had enough people that I didn't have to put a public post out at the time for starters. So we just asked around and we filled it out officially with Forset, who had played support last season with me. He's swapping over to mid lane. He's a great guy. Got a little bit down on himself last season. He was always apologize a little bit too much when things went wrong. It's like, dude, I know you fucked up, but shut the fuck up and just play. He's gained a lot of confidence from the last time that we all played together. And you could tell just in the way we played Clash. You can check out that VOD on my live, or like the live tab on my channel. But dear God, was it so different playing with him. I was like, dude, you've grown a lot. This is amazing. So he's going to slot into mid lane for us. Mid lane's a little bit more comfortable for him rather than support. In jungle, we're going to be bringing in Aries, who actually is a content creator himself, still up and coming on the smaller side. So if you want to check out his stuff throughout the season, I'm sure everything will be posted. And I'll include, anytime I talk about NLR, I'll include his channel in the description so you can check it out. He's going to be jungling for us. Play with him in Clash. Love him to death. He's fun. His comms are great. He's a bit of an LPL fanboy, which pisses me off. But you know what? We deal with what we're given. And then John, who's been a perennial talker in the esports live and esports chats on the Discord. We had a top lane spot open, and he fits the rank requirements perfectly, and everything seemed to be going well. So this is our starting 5. It's 5 guys in a vibe that I have no clue how this is going to work out, but something tells me it's going to be a ton of fun. And I say that because I've genuinely been more excited to play League of Legends in the past few weeks than I have in a while. Partially because Yanara came out. It was like, okay, I'm happy to try a new ADC. I like how she plays without having to spam the Q for Zeri. Very similar kit, but just more me. And she's also purple, so it fits in with like the whole needlessly large rods thing. And she's the perfect champ for a rec level like type of organizational play, where like it is very much like group around the ADC, snowball, and go from there. And just getting to play with Paul again is honestly like probably one of the biggest points of happiness for me. Like, those of you that watch the crossover podcast with me, you know that like we have a very good dynamic of us talking, but like how Paul and I started off was just playing games together in solo queue whenever I was starting for the Optic DCCS roster back in 2018, which was like a different rec league for all the LCS affiliate organizations. And we just hit it off and vibed, and that's how we became really good friends there. And I just missed playing with him. So to even get to do that just one day a week is amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. We're going to have fun. We know our level. We know like we can perform above it. There have been points even recently where I'm probably playing at like a diamond level in terms of my kiting, my spacing. I'm still overextending at a silver level, but like individual mechanics, I'm peaking up. But regardless of whether I'm at my highest or at my lowest, I just know we're going to find enjoyment out of League of Legends in a way that you cannot get from playing solo queue and you cannot get from playing flex. We've been close to winning this league before. And there are 2 goals that I personally have that I want to do outside of like my professional career. One is I want to win the low budget LCS. I don't care what division, whether that's commercial, whether it's financial, like wherever I'm at, like the closest skill level to where I am as an individual, I'm not going to go out of my way to improve and like hey, I want to win the executive uncapped. Like, no, I'm fine and happy with where I am as a player. And the second is to win the World Amateur for golf, which actually happens here in a few weeks. This will be my second year playing it. That one's a little bit tougher. 3,500 golfers trying to win one tournament, handicapped. And it's not easy. I don't pick easy tasks for myself to do now, do I? But honestly, in a world where I feel like I've been losing so many things in my life, whether that's 100 Thieves, losing them in League of Legends, whether that's losing my best friend in the city to him moving down to Tampa, to losing Travis is like one of my favorite content creators to watch. Like, I feel like I've just been going through this phase of everything in my life changing around me, which happens when you're in your 30s. But the one thing that has been consistent has been this rec league. And it's a source of happiness for me that I wouldn't trade for the world. That even when my life might be tough, because it's seen the depths of how great and how shitty life can be over the last 7 years for me, it's always been there. And whether we're losing or winning, it's fun and it's a good time. And when you get the chance to do that with friends that you've made along the way, there's truly nothing better. So here's to the new season of the low budget LCS. I don't know how much content you're going to get in terms of YouTube, like specific videos. I know obviously I will live stream every match as I always do, and I'll have some short form content out about it, but I am also only one man and I can't do all that editing by myself. So it just kind of is what it is. But thank you to anybody who's going to tune into any of our matches this year, support any of the guys, and most importantly, promote the best way to play League of Legends that exists. See you all around.